But I've got to bet that the people in Iowa understand that I'm doing my job. I'm in the arena. Other people can say, I don't even want to look at what's going on there. I've got to do my job and get to the truth.
All eyes turning to Iowa now. Presidential hopefuls Senators Sanders, Warren, Klobuchar, and Bennett hightailing it out of the nation's capital tonight. The impeachment trial reconvening on Monday and the final vote expected on Wednesday. Let's turn to Republican Senator from Georgia, Kelly Loeffler, for more. Welcome, Senator. Good to have you for the first time with us on Fox News at Night. I got to ask you, you're 1 month into being in the Senate. We talked about during the commercial, your first or second day in, you're briefed on the Soleimani strike, and now you're in the middle of an impeachment trial. What has it been like, this baptism by fire for you?
Well, it's actually been great because I feel like I'm here helping fight the good fight for the president and making sure that we get past this partisan impeachment, which I'm really excited to be able to say that today was a big win. And it looks like we're heading toward bipartisan acquittal, hopefully next week. So it was great. Okay, so Alyssa Milano, a celebrity who's clearly not a fan of Republicans or the president, says witnesses are dead. You guys voted against that. Not going to happen. The removal, she says in quotes, will have to happen on Election Day. Are you ready to work harder than you've ever worked before? Yep, me too. We've got to show up in massive numbers so the 2020 election is #too big to ignore. This is the question now that we keep debating. Is the left going to be so fired up by what they see as a major grievance that this president's getting away with what they see as impeachable behavior? They're going to be fired up, and it's going to be a tough fall at the polls. That's fair. I don't think it resonates with most Democrats, though. I think they have to have seen that this was the most unfair partisan impeachment. I think the Republicans are fired up. I think they saw what happened. An election was trying to get stolen out from under them from 2016 and even 2020. So I think people are going to be fired up for Republicans, and I think our case was well proven, and I'm ready to go and help get President Trump reelected in Georgia. Did you feel the pressure because there was constant scrutiny on every single vote, how it was going to go for witnesses, for acquittal? We're still not there yet, especially as the newest senator. Did you feel that? Certainly I did. I took pages of notes. I filled up a notebook and a half, taking notes, making sure that we gave the president the fair trial that he deserved, that he did not get in the House. And look, I think at the end of the day, the both articles fell woefully short of proving any kind of crime. And I think it also raised a lot of questions about the conduct of the House managers, what happened with Hunter Biden, what's going on with the whistleblower. So I think it just opened up more questions for them. And we have some of those we're actually going to debate with one of our legal panels a little bit later, too. So also you're in the headlines this week because Congressman Doug Collins, who has been from Georgia, obviously, and a huge supporter of the president as well, one of his biggest defenders out there, has decided that he wants to run for the Senate seat as well. It's not a traditional primary for this seat. It's one of these jungle primaries. He's taking some hits and some criticism. But what do you make of this now that you'll have two strong Republican voices, an incumbent, but a very vocal congressman here, too, jumping in? Well, certainly I'm the president's biggest defender and supporter. I'm going to be working hard to advance his agenda, not just in Georgia, but for our country. In fact, I came into politics only a month ago, like you said, and 8 weeks ago I was running a company in the private sector, and really I saw the work that President Trump was doing, his agenda, working to raise all Americans up. We have this blue-collar boom. We're setting all kinds of employment records and fighting for our national security, taking out terrorists, securing the border. There's so much good work going on that I was so inspired to come into this role. And I'm going to fight for Georgia, and I'm going to run to win in 2020. Okay, so you have skeptics, people who were worried when you came in. The president, was in favor of Congressman Collins. The governor chose you. He's confident in his choice, and there were questions about some who thought that you were too moderate for some in the Republican Party. Chris Cillizza writing this about you critiquing Mitt Romney and his decision about his votes this week, saying Loeffler chose to make her critique of Romney as public as possible, and by tagging the president in the tweet, did everything she could to ensure he saw it, which raises a simple question: why? It says Loeffler needs to prove to conservatives that she can be just as Trumpy as Collins. Do you feel like you were portrayed accurately as more moderate, not as conservative? I'm a strong conservative woman, and I think that maybe was something that intimidated people that wanted to challenge me, and that narrative is completely false. I take issue with it. In fact, all my votes have demonstrated so far exactly I'm doing what I said I'd do. I signed on to 3 pro-life bills in the first 2 weeks. So I think, my actions are going to quickly prove out that narrative is wrong.
Okay, Senator, it's great to have you with us. Come back again soon.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you. All right, the final countdown to the first